It has been an interesting one so far, and as it stands now, we are going into the next conversation, which is look at the entertainment industry, evaluating the prospects, gains, and challenges. My guest this morning is Malam Yankee. That's what he's called. He's the CEO of Yankee Entertainment, a friend of the house, I must say, and he's known to have put up amazing shows here in the city of Abuja. Even when most people thought that Abuja can be a bit quiet when it comes to entertainment, people like him stayed back and have developed the industry here in Abuja as well. So, Daddy Yankee, Malam Yankee, you know, I was telling my producer yesterday, Daddy Yankee. I kept calling you Daddy Yankee, but Malam Yankee, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you very much.
How excited are you about the prospect of entertainment in Nigeria when you look at the body language, or should I say the positioning of this administration so far? How excited are you?
Well, I remember I've been here twice this year, and I spoke about the growth of entertainment in Nigeria, and Abuja was a case study. And I spoke about the FCT minister then. What was that his name again? I can't even remember his name anymore. Compared to the likes of El-Rufai, which keep ringing bell, Bala Mohammed.
Yeah, Bala Mohammed.
Yeah,
his name.
but the last one, I can't even remember his name. For 8 years, there was no encouragement in the entertainment industry in Abuja. But now, we have a man that if not that he's a politician or he was a governor, he would have been a comedian. We're talking about Wike. So Wike coming in as FCT minister in this government, give us hope. Our entertainment will boom again.
You mean you entertainers in Abuja have spoken about this?
Yes.
And you feel the appointment of the FCT minister
is just the best person for the job.
How so? Please break that down.
Because while he was in government in Rivers State, he encouraged entertainment a lot. A lot. He attended events, he support events, he sponsored events. But for 8 years in Abuja, last 8 years, we can't even find the minister in a public place. He doesn't encourage what we do. Rather, they want to reduce entertainment in Abuja. Unlike when El-Rufai was there, El-Rufai as a minister will attend a function of an upcoming artist. I remember very well. In Sheraton, he was there for an upcoming artist album launch. You know, it's not about giving money. It's about encouraging what the youth are doing so that they will do more. You know, and you can see what Nigerians artists are doing all over the world today.
Yeah.
Because they got that encouragement, that support from somebody. So government should always be behind entertainment.
Okay, but let's leave out the element of the FCT minister right now. But then let's take a look at the fact that a ministry has been exclusively created for the purpose of entertainment right now. When you heard about that ministry, what was your first thought?
I didn't see
the Ministry of Arts, Creative Arts and Culture. Yeah, headed by the lady who has some issues now, Musawa and all of that. When you heard of that ministry, what were your thoughts?
Well, I also know that there's a Ministry of Tourism.
Yes.
This is what we have been craving for, because it was under Information, Arts and Culture.
Yeah.
Then under Lai Mohammed.
Yeah.
So the information part took the whole job of the ministry. The culture and tourism was not really pushed.
Yeah.
We have Nigerian Tourism Development Association, but nothing really happens there because I believe government was not pushing money towards that. But now that we have a ministry that caters for tourism, let's even start with the tourism. Yeah. You see, in Abuja today, there are over 20 dams, but people don't know.
20 dams?
Over 20 dams. Between here and Suleja, there are so many, even in Lugbe, but people don't know. And these are tourist sites that people can go to. But even people that live in Abuja, they don't know. Because there's no ministry pushing it. But now that we have Ministry of Tourism, you see, it creates employment.
Yeah.
It helps the economy. Because when people come into Abuja, oh, let's go to this place, they spend money. Even this dollar we're fighting, dollar is going up every day. When tourists start to come to Nigeria, even if we can't export as much as we should, but people are coming to visit Nigeria, they're coming with foreign currency. It also helps our economy. So now that we have a Ministry of Tourism, we also have a Ministry of Arts and Creative.
Ministry of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy.
It will go a long, long, long way to developing our creative industry.
Okay, so what blueprint do you think that these ministries should come up with? Because it's one thing having these ministries, and then it's another thing actually seeing the results, their footprints on ground, seeing the results on ground. I'll give you an example of where I'm going with this question. You go to Lagos right now, we have a lot of our artists who would rather go to South Africa and go to some other African countries to go shoot their musical videos. And if you confront them, they tell you that it is cheaper for them because, first of all, the workforce don't charge so exorbitantly. That's number one. Then two, the issue of insecurity or security. And now when I talk about security, it has to do with the fact that when you're going to a location to shoot, you don't have to pay some agberos or settle some boys. You are paying, you're the one doing the job. Some of these issues. So what sort of plan do you want to see on ground by these ministries to ensure that entertainment in Nigeria thrives?
To start with, ministries, I think it will have to do more with the ministers and not the ministry. Reason being that in the ministry, the way things are done are just normal. Civil servants just do things normal, nothing, no extra push, nothing. But if we have a minister that comes in, they understand that we're talking about creative industry. What is creative industry? Who are the people there? The younger people, not the older people, the younger people. Let the minister support him or herself with young minds who understand what entertainment, what creative is all about. Well, okay, let me give you an example. You have a minister of art and creative now, and probably the SA is 60 years old, the other SA is 54 years old. What can they contribute? What will be on their minds? Well, let's say there's a minister now, and then he or she chooses to have me or you as an SA. Do you understand? Our ideas will definitely contribute to the success of the ministry. So what I'm saying in essence is the new ministers should surround themselves with people who understand the creative industry. Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at the fact that we saw, for instance, we saw on the train of the present administration, we saw a lot of actors. We saw a lot of people in Nollywood, even in the music industry. This spread across. It wasn't just the Bola Tinubu campaign train at the time. When you look at Peter Obi, for instance, you had the likes of P Square solidly behind them. You look at PDP, you had the likes of Davido solidly behind them and all of that. But then one would have thought that in picking ministers, people who are actively involved in the creative industry would have gotten some of these appointments. Did that in any way disappoint you or come to you as a disappointment?
Well, I don't think so, because it's not just about picking people who are into the creative industry. What about the experience, the administrative experience? Do they have it?
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm talking about SAs, committees around the ministers. To be a minister of a ministry is not just waking up and then I can do it. No, you must have had some experiences. You must have built yourself to that level.
Talking about experience, the Minister of Arts, as it is right now, is a youth corps member from the reports that we are getting. In The Guardian, NYC confirms Art Minister Musawa is a serving corps member. So when you come across that,
That's what I'm saying. I'm just hearing that for the first time, but that's still part of what I'm saying. You can see it's a younger person compared to other ministers because we're talking about creative industry. There's no way a 60-year-old man will understand what is creative industry. It's not possible. It has to be. I'm sure as you speak about this person, it should be less than 45 years old or 40 years old. So this is what we are saying. It's a young person who understands, who interact with young people of his age mate. So he will understand what it is that is needed to take that ministry to the next level.
Okay, speaking about the next level, let's forget about the ministry now. Let's talk about the industry. So the ministry, as we have established, has its role to play. Government has to, but I would link it to this question. What are the specific things you want to see these ministries, Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Arts, creative arts, and the economy? It's such a mouthful Ministry of Arts, Culture, and Creative Economy. What do you want to see them put in place? So much so that we can see an exponential growth in the entertainment industry in Nigeria.
Well, like I said, the ministries need to encourage the youth, the talent.
So when you say encouragement, how do you mean?
You see, encouragement is not all about just giving money. Or it might not even be. Okay, now Ashake was in
O2 Arena.
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah.
And he sold out the 20,000 capacity. 20,000 capacity is like a stadium. You can imagine, you can calculate £100 times 20,000 people. I'm looking at it at the minimum. That's a lot of money. Has any government official written him a letter or congratulating him openly? None. You just see on blogs, we are the one congratulating ourselves, but the government is not concerned. Somebody has gone to make history. This is an international thing representing the country. Somebody from the ministry should have, by now, written him a letter or inviting him to come and meet the minister and then let the minister do a presentation to him or acknowledge what he has done. These are the encouragement I'm saying. Yeah. When we do it, government should encourage, they should embrace what we are doing. It will make us do more.
All right. We'll go on a quick break now. The conversation is getting more interesting. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue. I still have Malam Yankee here in the studio with me. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. And yes, I still have Malam Yankee here in the studio with me. And we are looking at the entertainment industry, evaluating prospect gains and challenges. Now, Malam Yankee, let's go straight to movies right now. That is another aspect where we're seeing a lot of, back then it used to be Nollywood. We see movies around the Iweka Road and all of that. But right now we're seeing Nigerian movies that go on different streaming platforms like Netflix, Amazon, a couple of them. What does that tell you? Are we where we should be, or can we do better?
Well, for the Nigerian movie industry, I think we are getting close to where we should be. Every year, over 3,000 movies are released in the Nigerian movie industry, over 3,000. And most African countries watch Nigerian movie, translated in English.
Okay.
Most go to Kenya, Uganda, that's what they watch. That shows we are being accepted. And in the world today, after Hollywood, Bollywood, that's India, Nigeria is next. This is not a joke. This is the hard work of individuals without government backing. There was a film released a few weeks ago, Jagun Jagun.
Jagun Jagun, yeah.
Jagun Jagun in over 10 countries has gone to the number one under 1 week. Under 1 week. In over 10 countries, it was number one movie.
You have watched it, right?
I watched it. I watched it. It's quite interesting, and there's going to be a part 2 to it. You can see what the guy put in there. It's not a joke. See where they were fighting the war. We have over 50 people. You can see Nigeria has improved. It's not like before. They'll do Fade Yoloro. They'll do, but you see, it looks very real. The film looks very real. That's why it's interesting. That's why everybody wants to watch it. Everybody's talking about it. And I bet that most people that watch films by now have watched it. But where do you see any government thing in it? None.
We see, when this emphasis on, sometimes when you sit with people and you have these conversations, they tell you that government has little or no role to play when it comes to, this sort of private sector investments. I mean, but then you are here and you've insisted on government. Now, I get the fact that you've spoken about the fact that it's not all about money, all right? What else can the government do right now for the movie industry particularly?
Starting with, I don't know whether it has stopped. We're talking about piracy some times ago.
Yeah.
You sit down, you spend so much money, you spend so much time, energy, and then your film is pirated. Who do you hold responsible? It's beyond the producer at that point. It's still the government. There's a government agency that should fight that. An individual, okay, for instance, the owner of Jagu Jagu, God forbid anything happen. How many people can he fight? Look, something happened to the film. How many people on his own can he fight? It's still the government that will fight this piracy. So everything we are doing has to do with government. I'm not talking about money. I always say that. We're not talking about money. Okay, look at Abuja before now. The former minister was trying to kill entertainment. Indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, he was killing it. But with Wike, that we know that he himself is an entertainer, we're already feeling happy that this man will encourage us. It's not money.
Would you like to see the Miss Universe concert? I mean, Universe pageant. Would you like to see that happen again? Miss Universe or any beauty pageant? Would you like to see it happen again in Abuja? I recall that a couple of years ago, when it came to Nigeria, there was, during the Obasanjo administration, we saw what happened even as far as Kaduna and all of that. Do you think it's something?
I think it was during Goodluck administration.
No, it was during Goodluck? No, it was during the Abacha administration. I mean, Olusegun administration. I remember vividly. That was shortly after Agbani Derego won. Yeah. So do you think something like that can happen in Abuja?
You see, then Abuja 10 years ago and now are not the same. Entertainment has really grown above 50% in Abuja. A lot. There's been a lot of growth in Abuja. You see, this is a city where you can drive out 12 o'clock in the night to say, oh, I want to go and be entertained. Which before, it wasn't like that. So it has improved over time. Bringing Miss Universe to Abuja would be a very great thing that the people will embrace. So I see a lot of things happening with this minister. Not just Miss, a lot, just mark my word, a lot of things will happen.
Okay. All right then. So 4 years from now, let's say with a slight span of this administration, where would you like to see generally entertainment in Nigeria? And when we're talking about just entertainment, we're not looking at just the local consumption of it as well. We're talking about exporting our entertainment to other countries. Where would you see us? Where would you like to see us?
Before this government, creative industry in Nigeria has greatly been exported, greatly, all over the world. You want to talk about Rema, you want to talk about Timaya, you want to talk about Davido, Burna Boy, Whiskey that are charging $1 million. People, it's not a joke, that's what they charge. It's not like you can afford. We say we cannot afford them anymore. That's the truth. When last did you see Burna Boy in Nigeria performing anywhere? When last did you see Whiskey, except apart from coming in December? From January to November, we cannot afford them. because they charge that far, as much as $1 million. It is true. It's not propaganda. That's what they charge. So you can see that creative industry our talent has been exported. And this particular government, Lagos State in particular, from the time of Tinubu till now, has always 100% supporting the creative industry. You go to Lagos in December, everywhere is fully booked.
Yeah.
There are too many events from December 1st to 31st. There are concerts, comedy shows, and over 30,000 people coming just because they want to be on the island to attend this concert. Over 30,000 people coming all over the world. And this started from the days of Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was a governor. So now that he's a president, I see that in the next 4 years, it's going to be galore for entertainers.
All right then. Yeah. Well, galore for entertainers. That of course means a boom to the economy. One thing people fail to understand is that when you're talking about, an entertainer, for instance, you have somebody like a Davido coming into Abuja to perform. It's not just about him making money. You have vendors as well around these people who make money. If a movie production is going on in Abuja, for instance, it's not just the producer who makes money at the end of the day, or the actors, as the case may be. You have people around who also make money, who are directly or indirectly involved in that movie production. So it's an industry or a sector that all Nigerians should indeed be very excited about, and pray and hope that this administration will definitely see it through to ensure that the entertainment industry, just like Malam Yankee has stated, is a galore. All right, thank you so much, Malam Yankee, for being a part of the show today. CEO Yankee Entertainment, and we have been discussing entertainment industry, evaluating the prospect, gains and challenges. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. So to my viewers, thank you so much for being a part of the program today. This is where we draw the curtains on another exciting edition of News Hub Extra. God willing, we'll be back same time, same station next week for another interesting edition of the program. Do have a lovely weekend.